This is a biceps. This is a long biceps. Short biceps, long biceps. This is a double biceps. This is a double long biceps. Short, long, short, long. This is a back. Why the back? I just felt like showing it. Today we're going to be focusing on the one part that most men prefer to focus on. Doesn't look as impressive from the front as it does from the back. And as always, we're going to start with really easy exercises and then work our way up there. Now, for today, we're not going to use any weights. We're going to preferably use our body weight and work our way up to the most important biceps exercise that you're going to do, which is going to be the finishing exercise for our workout today. If you're ready, we're going to start with the easiest exercise yet. Now, some of you may think that this exercise is something to scoff at, like a beginner exercise that you shouldn't be doing, that is meant for people who are really weak. I disagree. I think this exercise is perfectly made for people even who are more advanced when it comes to calisthenics or bodyweight exercises, because it is not really about making it really hard. It is more about learning to target our biceps first. This is a two-headed muscle and we want to hit both. Now, if you know what the biceps does, it not only pulls in, but it also supinates. It turns the arm. The further you move down with your hands, the shorter your range of motion is going to be. You can pull in like so, or you can increase the range of motion and pull in like so. So this is a very beginner-friendly exercise that still helps you activate and target the biceps. You can move on from using both hands to just using a single hand. Pull in and slowly return. Be sure to stand with your feet as close as possible so we have the longest range of motion that is possible for this exercise. So we will start the next two exercises in a seated position below a bar, which basically just means I want you to straighten out both your legs, and when it comes to the bar placement, I want to have it so high that you almost need to extend your arms fully to grab it, which basically means if I extend both arms shoulder width apart, I'm going to have my hands right there above the bar. And we are going to start with a shoulder wide grip, or a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. And I want you to pull using a little bit of compensation from your legs to pull yourself up to your chest and then bend and sit down again. So we're not staying straight like so, we're actually sitting down, bending in our hips, and then when pulling up, we push our hips upward and then slowly return again. This is going to help you learn to work on the pull-up too, so if this is one of your goals, you can check out this full guide here. But other than that, this exercise can help you a lot when it comes to pull-up strength. Now, you're going to notice when we grab the bar like so, an overhand grip, we have a little bit more latissimus inclusion. The latissimus is the back muscle that wraps itself around your entire back. And now we can switch from having the bar in the front to having the bar behind our head. Now this is going to need a lot of shoulder mobility, especially external rotation in your rotator cuff. So be sure that you have the required mobility. How do you know if you don't have it? If you do the exercise and you notice that you're cramping or you have pain in your shoulder rotators, then you do not have the required mobility. Work on your shoulder mobility and then come back to this exercise again. But we are grabbing the same way that we did before, and this time we want to pull forward, which basically means we need to adduct our shoulder blades, we need to pull them together so we have enough space to do the full movement. So now that we have done the bar in the front and the bar behind us, we are going to change from an overhand to an underhand grip. First, we're going to have much less back inclusion, which means that we're focusing a lot more on the biceps itself. By turning our hands upwards, we have far less back inclusion than we would have when we work like so. Because the latisssimus that starts here is able to help you compensate for the lack of strength in your arms. To get around this, shoulder width apart, underhand grip, and we're going to use the exact same method, focusing on our biceps this time and pulling all the way up, straighten out, sit back down, fully relax. We want our arms in a fully extended position so we have the complete range of motion that is necessary for the exercise. Pull and sit down. And it is very visible that I am using less back musculature. Now for this exercise to work, we're going to step in front of the bar and we're going to grab it like so. So we're leaning forward, and now once we've got it in our hands, we can extend our body, keep it in one single line, and slowly move backwards like so. And now from here, we want to be pulling inward and back again. For many people, the range of motion is going to be really short. To counteract that, you can move a little bit more to the front, which is going to make the exercise a little bit easier. What's more is that with this exercise, we have a lot of added shoulder mobility work, which basically means if you do everything correctly, you're going to have a little bit more shoulder mobility using this exercise over time than you would if you didn't. So, full range of motion is pulling all the way to your back and then slowly returning into a hanging position. And those of you who've been doing a lot of calisthenics might have noticed this looks a lot like one of the lever exercises, which is the exact same movement you're going to need for doing back lever pull-ups over time. Now, my friends, we've finally made it to the one exercise that everyone should learn, and that is going to be a main exercise in your repertoire when it comes to building massive, and I mean massive, massive strength in your biceps and in the rest of your upper body. And that is going to be, you guessed it, the pull-up. We're going to do the main variation for the biceps as we did before, which is basically the underhand grip. Since I am very short, I am going to need to jump up, turn my hands like so, and now we have the full range of motion to pull up and repeat. Hand fully, we want to use the full range of motion. No spazzing around like in CrossFit, no half reps. We want to do perfect form, full pull-ups, and return. Now, if you're strong enough to do enough biceps pull-ups, and by all means, start building up until you can do 10 repetitions or more. If you cannot, the exercises that we did before are going to get you there over time. If the biceps exercises are also pretty much easy, we're going to move on to latisssimus exercises. They are not going to isolate the biceps as much as the underhand grip, but they are going to include a lot more back development, which again is a pretty nice bonus when you're working on a single muscle group. You have me jumping, you have me fully hanging out, decompressing my shoulders and my spine, using the full range of motion, opening my lats to the side, all the way up, and slowly returning into the negative. All the way down, decompression, all the way up, and down. So now you have done the preliminary calisthenics work to build bicep strength and biceps hypertrophy, which is basically just building larger muscles, which brings me to the amount of repetitions and sets. If you want to stay in the hypertrophy range, you're going to do 4 to 8 repetitions per set and 3 sets per exercise. If you want to, however, move more into the strength endurance phase, which is much more what calisthenics is usually used for and what I use it for, then we're going to be doing up to 12 to 14 repetitions per exercise and 3 to 4 sets for for each of these single exercises. And now you have made the first step to doing insane pull-ups like those and insane calisthenics exercises like back levers and front levers and all the stuff. You have built the necessary strength that you're going to use for that. And I'm proud of you. I really am proud of you for doing this and for working on yourself. So feel yourself patted on the back because you earned it. With that said, if you like the video, subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow because new videos every day. Captain Cairo, peace out.